Hey, Slanju, y'all. Welcome, Scotch on the Bayou, the first Tuesday of November. Yeah, I know there's this big event going on in the United States right now. I've done my duty. I cast my vote early, and I'm not going to pay attention to that till after this hour is over because this hour is all about me, me. Is my birthday. Is my birthday, and I want to share it with all of you, one of my besties, and some hella good whiskey. So, thanks for indulging me. This is a particularly large birthday, big birthday, but all of them are the older I get because I keep having them and I'm very thankful for that. Because it means more time with my family and friends, more time with people I've learned to know with whiskey, and of course with some really good drams. So thank you all for being here. And I know some folks snuck in early because of the time difference. And so I wanted to do a big shout out to Pete Head because he's notoriously always watching the replay from way over in Europe, in the Netherlands, I'm pretty sure. So friend, thanks Frank for always being in there. Hip hip hooray. Yes, it's my birthday. So that's awesome. Thanks, friend. And Stacy for Leaf Whiskey's wishing happiest birthdays. Thank you, friend. And then to round out Scotland and Fraser, good to see you too, and thanks for being and sending the birthday wishes. I appreciate that. And Loch Ness piped in early. Aw, what a sweetheart. Uh, I try, trying every day. The older I get, the harder it is on that part. But it's great to be part of this wonderful community that we have. And then on the backside of the world, Ian, great to see you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You'll have to catch Frank on the replay because he's probably snoring right now, and good for him to be doing that. Yeah, it's awesome. So our friends Melissa and Howard over at Scotch Drinkers Only, thank you very much for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that. We had a fabulous watch the replay on their channel, tasting a Lady of the Glen that was amazing. And if you haven't heard, they are bringing in and have Holyrood now. They're the ones that have brought it into the US, so we can finally get Holyrood, and more on that in a couple of weeks. So it was great to see Joe's Whiskey Den. Hello, friend. Thanks for being in. I saw that you joined our patron area, and glad for you to come in and join us. And this guy, hey, Graham, thank you very much for being up in the wee hours of the morning to celebrate my birthday. I really do appreciate it. So to do this right, even remotely, I needed some how can I say this? Support, but more corruption would be closer to it. so so of course I've had to ask my friend Jennifer to join us. So everybody raise your glass to a big Slanju y'all to add Jennifer to the mix. And oh my word.
Birthday girl. Hold on, you have to see my hat.
Girl.
Oh, that's a
Oh
tall
my gosh.
hat.
I love the hat. I love the hat.
And my Scotch on the Bayou beads. I got dressed up in the background before I came on.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's awesome. Well, thank you for being here and being part of the birthday whirl and twirl.
Would never miss it. Thank you for having me on. Very happy birthday to you. We're gonna have some fun.
We are going to have some fun, and to that, because I know I see you have your I voted sticker, and I'm proud of
you.
Thank you. You got to the polls before, and yes, there's a big election. I can't tell you how many times my birthday has fallen on election day. I mean, not this contentious, but this is going to be a political free zone for at least the next hour.
Oh, it should be.
What we are going to concentrate on is something we can all agree on, and I can't imagine too many people who would dissent, but the absolutely fabulous flavors that you get out of Springbank. And so we decided we were going to celebrate by bringing out the Springbank.
As it should be. As it should be.
6 drams. So this is going to be the road to Leanne and Jennifer becoming terribly adorable by the time we get to it. Now, I was there last year during the summer and did the barley bottle tour. I know Grayson just finished that as well last week.
Oh, fantastic.
Folks have done that. I know Daniel has, and Martin, Jim Butler, who can't join us tonight because he's working in Japan.
Lucky.
But I know, right? But then you at Springbank School this year,
That's the rumor.
you blended your own bottle there as well. So we're gonna have fun tonight.
Oh yeah, got a couple cage bottles each. Some lovely, lovely local barley that you are going to share, which I just
Which was
adore
a
that.
birthday bottle a couple
Oh,
years ago. I
oh.
still have some.
Why did I not buy a bottle to take home with me? Oh, I guess my suitcase was packed full of cage bottles, and so yeah.
Well,
Sorry,
I
this
think
is
you did
so
all right.
I had to wear it to wish you a happy birthday, but it's coming off. The elastic hurts.
That looks a little painful.
I made it. I threw it together out of
Did you
scrapbook
really?
paper.
Okay, now show it again because if you made that, that's amazing.
It's kind of
Look
cute.
at the pom pom.
I know, it's yarn.
One is so talented, y'all. So talented. So when we got together in August, again, corruption, we get into all kinds of stuff.
Naturally.
No one's ever had to call the cops, so we're good. Yeah. Anyway, so you brought me samples. I promptly forgot the samples, so I sent you the samples I had. And this first one we're having is one of yours. So tell us about it.
So as part of the Springbank school, we got to choose 2 cage bottles, which was pretty awesome because I know they're pretty strict about that. So we all just kind of, kept our eye on the cage every day and make sure I'm out of practice on like how to show this.
Like,
That's
put
not
your
so
face
bad.
behind it. Yeah. And
Boom.
just put it right up there. Look at that. Hazelburn first fill bourbon.
Fresh bourbon. Yeah. And, obviously I like the peated stuff. I don't make a secret out of that. But I was asking, I would listen to the advice of the folks at the distillery and be like, hey, what are you loving right now? And I heard a couple mentions of that Hazelburn fresh bourbon. And, I like bourbon cask whiskey, but usually I'll go for sherry or wine cask finish. And I was like, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's do the Hazelburn. Why not? And I did not regret that decision. But let me pour me some. I see you're already nosing yours, so I probably better get on in here. Birthday pour.
It's my birthday pour. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. Molasses is in. Thank you very much for the birthday wishes. And yes, Graham says it's bonfire night. It's
fun
night. So last year I was in Glasgow for the Glasgow Whiskey Festival this week on my birthday.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, they're shooting off fireworks for my birthday. I understand it wasn't for me, but in my head, it totally was
okay.
for me.
It's okay. Yeah.
Totally for me. Hey, Bobby J is in. Sludge, y'all. Thank you, Bobby, for being in and the welcome. Oh, thank you. And all the support. I appreciate it. And so he's been traveling for business too. Oh, hey, Bobby, another Bobby.
Another Bobby.
This is Mississippi Bobby. Hey, great to see you. And thanks for popping in. And we do need to find each other at some point and share a dram. I know we've missed each other a couple of times, but I have a feeling you have really good taste in whiskey. Goodness. Hey, Mr. John, good to see you, and thank you very much.
Oh,
thanks again for sharing your daughter.
Here, let me pull up the comments. I don't want to get distracted by them, but it's fun to see who's. That's probably my mother. I bet is that you, Mom? I think that's my mom.
Judy or John, thank you very much.
Either one. It's great.
You know I'm a big fan of your daughter. Oh, wow.
Yeah. As they say, that does not suck. The fruit on it is so beautiful.
What's the ABV on this one?
That bad boy is 56.5.
Man. You just get a lot of those, that like pop of vanilla a little sweet fruit, but I'm trying to remember. Trying to think, it's almost got a little citrus hit to it, or is that just my head?
No, it's, I mean, the fruit profile is gorgeous. I mean, I even get, you get just a little like, just like a little almost bit of tropical fruit even. Like, I mean, I know kind of
Yeah,
narrowing it down. And I know that's
maybe
not the point.
pineapple-y.
Yeah, exactly. And I know the point's not to narrow it down to the exact, fruit family, but it is kind of fun to, get as close as you can.
Mm. Oh, Bruce is celebrating along with us. Tell us if you're having some Springbank. He's doing his
Ooh.
2015 Springbank 10. Ooh,
The black label and the orange, yes. Yeah, yeah. That's
that's
awesome.
so classic, isn't it? It's just it's so fine looking. And here's my widow whiskey brother.
Hi, my brother.
Hey, brother. Great to see you, friend. Thanks for being a part of it and all the support. Miss y'all guys. His cohort, Drew, posted the picture of us all at the Bastards Ball that year. It was fun.
Those were
This
some
is
good
when he and I
times.
killed the Deanston 20 in the vault.
Good
So
job. Well done.
Mama didn't raise no fool.
Uh-uh.
Speaking of, shout out to my mom and dad who are going to be watching this. Your mom and dad. My mom and dad are working the polls tonight. 80 years old, working the polls,
I love
serving the
that.
country. I mean,
Yep.
Tanja, Marilyn, and
Civic duty.
Larry,
Yeah.
thank you for putting up with your daughter. Just encouraging her every step of the way, shaking your head a couple of times.
They
But
made a good one. They made a good one.
yeah, this is all you. So you're to blame. Mm. Oh, wow. Very clean, crisp,
Yes.
Hazelburn triple distilled, right?
Yep. For sure.
And just getting a little bit of the cask, a little bit of that wood to it, don't you think, on the finish?
Yeah. Nice little bit of nice warehousey flavor. Because it is, let's see, we got an age on that bad boy. It is actually just 6 years old.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Drinks nicely. Yep.
Yeah. And it's not covered with peat at a young age,
Right.
Mm.
Because Hazelburn, I mean, so when I was there, which did not disappoint me, I'm sure it just depends on like which, especially if you work the school, like what, iteration you get to be there for. And they were doing Longrow when I was there. So it was,
Wow.
it was Pete all week long, which I'm not
Wow.
mad about. But,
Mm-mm.
I mean,
And we have a longer to shut the night out with.
so
Yeah,
excited.
nice.
Oh, a nice one. It's a fancy one. It's a
I
birthday
know.
gram.
Bobby Jason, he's raising a dram for Blair Athol, a 68.55 SNWS.
Ooh,
To
fun.
the Queen, cheers to the Queen of
Queen.
Louisiana, Queen of the Scotch on the Bay.
You should
Thank
have
you,
sent you a
Bobby.
birthday tiara.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So Ainsley, the only voting we should discuss in the recent OSPAs is how good did the teams of Springbank, Glengall, and Kilkerran do? Like how swept everything that I think they were part of. Although y'all know I have like a very tender spot for the Oliver Assay, and big shout out to Alistair Day, because not only did the nominations have him as the top dog in best new distillery, but the People's Choice write-in, he was pretty much only excited for that. So I'm so excited for him and everybody on the Isle of Rassay team because they worked their tail off. But when it came in to being able to like really celebrate tonight, I was like, we rolling out to Campbelltown.
As one should.
Mm-hmm. I like this one. So I just poured a wee bit because again, 6. But this is one I would like to like sit with for a little bit and then throw a little bit of water on it to see.
It could use a few drops for sure.
Man, I just can't get over how like clean and crisp that is, right?
Well, and I mean, you can see what the level's gone to, but as a whiskey gets a chance to breathe a little bit. I mean, I've tried not to snack too much on it. I've tried really hard. Got a couple whiskey friends. Got a couple whiskey friends in OKC that I let have a little nip. So I've been trying to be judicious, but also share it. But as it's breathed, I mean, I really love the fruit that's coming out, and for me, the tropical's jumping out for some reason.
Funny how those friends get in certain categories and when it comes to certain whiskey. I mean, full disclosure.
Whiskey friends are the best friends.
I know. Hey, Damien, thanks for the birthday wish. I'm glad you're here to join us. Good dear. So Broda says he's having a 1973
Darrow's Army.
Rose
Wow.
Armagnac to celebrate our adorable, some days more than others friend.
That's a fancy pour, my friend. Uh-huh.
That's a really, I mean, you getting up there to be bougie just for me. Oh, I feel honored.
Mark Broad is also fun to get adorable with too.
Yes, he is.
We all haven't gotten adorable together in quite some time.
There's my Deanston 20 buddy. Hey, friend. Hey, Drew. Good to see you. Thank you for being there and what a sweet post for today. I mean, I was trying to get through Facebook before tonight, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like totally overwhelmed between Facebook and Instagram, and the messages just mean so much, y'all. In this day and age, I know everybody's got a million things to do, but it is so very sweet to have a well wish. So thanks for that. And Mark says all the cool kids are at Scotch on the Bayou party.
Yeah.
Don't you know it? Don't you know it? I love it. So Graham, like I said, he was there last week. So his cage bottle was a 13-year-old fresh bourbon.
And how was that, Graham? That sounds.
I bet that was nice.
Yes.
That was nice.
I don't think I saw any of those when I was there because I would have been very interested in trying one of those if I had seen one.
Yeah. The one I got last summer was a 14-year refill bourbon.
Okay.
So interesting. Tim Donna Pass is saying he's at work, just dropping in. Happy birthday. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. I really do. Oh goodness. So for those who don't know, on Mississippi Sippers, Bobby and his group do a lot of picks, and evidently 2 Lefroy quarter casks finished bourbon. So Mississippi bourbons finished in Lefroy quarter cask. Oh my goodness. Yes, please save.
That sounds awesome.
Save a dram or 2 for me on that one. Thank you very much. Yeah. And my brother,
hi Ethan.
So awesome. He and I have a big fun day to do on Thursday, and of course he's responsible for all the graphics that you see. Especially take a look at the Patreon graphics for are an absolute blast. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. This is just for you. That does not suck. That is straight out of her mouth more times than I can count. Oh, that's so funny.
I like to speak in colorful understatements. That does not suck.
It's just that you're just so cute in the whole package, and then that comes out, and it's just like she said that. So are you sniffing the Isle of Barley?
I didn't know it was time late.
No, it's not Isle Barley, Local Barley. What am I thinking?
Wait for me. Wait.
You haven't poured it yet?
Although that Isle of Barley is also very good, but
Isle of Barley is good, but it has nothing to do with tonight.
Nothing. That's a whole nother can of worms. Complete with some stories.
So off my game. Yeah. It's okay. It's my birthday. I can do what I need.
If I fall behind, just tell me. Just be like, hey.
Well,
on the next one.
We should be finished with the second one if we're doing one every 10 minutes, but
whoops,
I think we're okay. I think we're going to be okay. So whiskey drinkers only, they were in Kyle Town in March and picked up a Hazelburn and a Longrow from the cage.
Wonderful.
You go into, you get that 2 bottles for that week. Yeah.
And what's
wine trails, Tom?
What I don't remember just because I've never visited Springbank aside from doing this school. So what's the usual rule with obtaining a cage bottle?
I think it's 1 a week. And you have to sign your life to it. And if it's ever on secondary, they clip your wings off and kick you outside as duly noted.
Oh man, when they pull out that big binder and they like flip it
Yeah.
open and they like record, like, yeah,
It's like, do I have
it's
to prick my
serious.
finger for this?
Yeah, I know.
Get my next dog for this? Some of
So
it's worth.
what I loved about, because I wasn't super familiar with, I mean, my first taste of kind of like what like an heirloom varietal or an older varietal barley was the Bruichladdich Bear Barley.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember what a different flavor profile that had and how good it was. And so the local barley, it just depends on every year what kind they get. It might be bear. I mean, there's a lot of different strains, and I think they said it's just kind of a mix. And so
Yeah.
they took us into the loft and we saw the barley, and it was just so irregular. It wasn't super well picked over. There's like twigs and bugs, and we were just cracking up, right? But they had gotten way more like tonnage than they're used to, and the malt men were not happy because it's not easy to work with. And I was like, but it's just so good, you know.
Yikes. Well, this is a birthday bottle from quite a few years ago. It was distilled in July 2009, bottled October 2018. So
Mm.
6 years ago. And it was the barley source was the High Cattledale Farm, and its barley is optic.
Nice.
But this is barley local barley 9 year
Oh, that's cool.
57.7.
Yeah, it's got a.
They got kicked.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking in my nerd. So I have my nerdy Springbank school manual on me. I know, nerd. I think I'm not gonna like spend too much time looking through it, but I think they talk about what their last round of local barley varieties were. But that's okay.
This needs a scooch of water, just a scooch. So Tom's in Whiskey and Wine Trail, yay! Spring water is acceptable. Ian, William, hey, thanks for stopping by, and thanks for the birthday wish. Glad you're here.
Do you get like a little bit of why do I want to say? I almost get just like a little marzipan-y cake kind of like there's like that kind of like sweet richness to it. I mean, judging by the color, I'm guessing it's bourbon. Yeah, it has to
You
be.
get like a little grapefruit rind.
Yeah. I feel like you pick up the citrus. You're good with like the citrus variations, but I'm getting like
Evidently.
I'm
I
getting a little
promise
bit
I
of
didn't clean my house with like lemon pledge today.
Why do all of these smell like lemon?
Lemon pledge. Whiskey friend, hey. We got a good crew on tonight. And my friend Maddie Boo. Hey friend. Love my card. Some of the dogs ate the confetti that came out of it. That was awesome.
Get excited.
That's great. Oh, and looky here. Scotch Down Under. We're both Scorpios. I don't know that anybody could handle both of us in the same room, friend. Oh, that's awesome. And I'm glad you're getting to go there. You so deserve it. You do so much for the community and Lego. So, thanks so much. Mr. Great Shot is in. Hello. Great to see you. It's yeah. That is a great way to. Daniel, I know you blended a bottle.
Hey, Daniel.
No problem.
12
Having a
cabinet
nice Springbank 12. I love being the reason people can drink Springbank today.
Mm-hmm. You're bringing joy to the world on your birthday.
I'm even drinking out of my Springbank glass. Look at the oil on this glass.
I'm just being a loyalist and drinking out of my Scotch on the Bayou glass.
Thank you.
Oh,
thanks for the plug.
It is very, yeah. That's gorgeous.
Oh, man. It's just, again, clean and crisp. That is not as so as the Hazelburn.
Right.
But what's the sweet you're getting on this one?
The sweet?
Yeah. Doesn't last for long.
No, but for me, that's for some reason I got just like a little, not a bunch, but just an itty bitty bit of marzipan. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
why. But you still get, since it is, Springbank, so you've got a little bit of that, just a little bit of the peat in there, right?
Yeah.
Obviously way fewer hours than like your Longrow,
Complimentary.
but you still get a little, you still get that just really tasty funk that I just love so much.
Oh man. So when Graham did the barley to bottle last week, his highlights were a 32-year-old Springbank, 19-year-old triple distilled Kilkerran. What?
Interesting. That
And
sounds like
the
an
Nova
anomaly.
Scotia 14-year-old Barolo finish.
Can I come
Yum.
hang out with you, Graham?
I know. I have big plans for Graham for March, but he doesn't know about that yet. He said, "Will."
Get ready, bud.
He's like, "All right, whatever. I'm up for it. I'm up for it." Hey, BR Scotch, Kevin, my friend. I'm sharing the wealth. I sent a lanyard, that little bit of that little mill, to Jennifer when I sent these drams over.
Thank
So
you for that. Yep, I will
thank
cherish
you.
it.
You helped me kill that brory you gave me. So might as well hit
I'm
the
here
little
for
mill
you, my
too.
friend. Here to help.
We all want to be Kevin's friend. He drinks really good whiskey.
He does.
Oh me. Whiskey Uncensored. I'm seeing all these folks that are joining for tonight. Awesome. Great to see you. Thanks.
Yes, the
Glorious.
glorious Longrow Campbelltown.
I know. So, okay. Does anybody else, every time when they talk about the funk of Campbelltown, start like hearing boom, boom, ba-dum, boom, boom, ba-dum,
Yes.
boom, ba and start singing that song? Like,
Always. Mm-hmm.
I think I walked around Campbelltown singing that song in my head.
Won't you take me to Campbelltown?
Okay, town. Oh goodness. I could just sit there all day long with this.
I could just nose these, right? I mean, it's just, yeah.
So you have a pal here, David, involved with the
David's, hey, what's up, man?
all home week.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Thank you so much for jumping on. Good to see you, man.
It was fun. Yeah. Nice to meet you. Okay. That's,
Like I said,
the local barley is, I mean, you think about like Optic as opposed to a Concerto or Golden Promise or kind of more run of the mill stuff. You mentioned Bear.
yeah.
It's just it's hard, like if you've never run around barley fields and you don't really eat barley like to eat barley like you would corn or wheat or something like that. I mean, you look at it kind of like the way that iron root is using heirloom and really specific types of old corn grains, to make it, and what emphasis that has, and it even through the distillation process, it has to have an impact in the way it tastes because we all go nuts for it.
Well, and yeah, they're those heirloom types are not, they're more suited for like feed than distillation. They have a higher protein content. So like from the get-go, the malt men were talking about at Springbank, they were talking about how they have to turn it way more often because it just wants to jump into germination. So like they have to turn it, it sticks, like it sounds like it's a pain in the ass in the malting process. But yeah, because you're just dealing with a higher protein grain that's actually not been cultivated for distillation. So yeah, I mean, it came with a whole host of problems, but thanks for your hard work, guys, because it tastes
I'm
good.
going to say to all the malt men putting up with the bullshit of a local barley, thank you very much. Your service is dearly appreciated.
Oh, you're such patient guys. Just while we were shoveling and playing and rolling in the barley, you could tell they were probably like, "Oh my god,
just freaking tourists." And they're like, "Oh, Leanne, for your birthday, we'll go through all of this awfulness just so you can have a local barley." I keep saying Isle barley because I'm like so in tune to that.
Oh, man.
So how did I know that? So if you go and do bottle of barley, then you can get to choose any of the cage bottles from the store. Maybe you do because you're you,
Yeah,
Graham.
I feel like Graham
But
has magic
I stood in
powers.
line before that thing
Mhm.
to get a cage bottle. So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Graham has some kind of superpowers, even though I don't know.
oh goodness. And that's all Mr. Great Shots having the Springbank 12 cast strength in my honor. Thank you very much.
Lovely.
Lovely choice.
Fantastic.
Drew is asking, so am I 32 tonight? 32, not quite.
Great. I love
Like
it.
30 on each leg, maybe. But we'll go from there. Yes, please have a Dinston 20 for me. That would be lovely. I think I'm worth that for sure. Ah, awesome. Um, so Graham says the Westminster barley and the local barley at the he had that in the loft last week was bear barley. Okay,
Okay.
so they had bear
Cool.
there.
Very cool. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard it varies,
awesome.
and
Dustin's
remember,
in. Oh, sorry.
listen,
Dustin's in and Bree. Hey, good to see y'all. Y'all need to come back home and say hi. And Mark Broda, super chatted me 21 to
hi.
celebrate the anniversary of Nan's 21st birthday, many year anniversary.
Sweet
Thank you,
boys.
friend. I love you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Aw.
So, Leanne, which of the two Burgundy or Pinot cask ones, which should we do first? Because we both gifted each other with a Burgundy. Are both of ours Burgundy?
No. So you did the Burgundy.
I thought you had a Burgundy as well.
No, mine's the Longrow Pinot, the last one.
Ah, very different
It's
Burgundies. Yeah,
heavily peated.
that Longrow's got to wait.
It's heavily peated.
Heavily peated.
So yeah, your Springbank refill Burgundy.
That would be an appropriate next
That would
one.
be our next one.
I love me a good red wine cask finish. Tony, lucky Tony, one of my classmates and best buddies, after we'd worked the bottling line, which, if for those of you who didn't hear me describe slash kind of sort of brag, or just like gloat, when you work the bottling line at Springbank School, I thought I was just going to be like working the bottle machine. No, you're sampling very heavily when you're working the bottling line.
Don't tell OSHA or the equivalent over there.
This would never fly in the States ever, right? So, because the thing is like after you have, it's like, I mean, it really is like quality, safety, whatever. So like if a complaint ever comes back, they always save a sample from every run, and they're all like labeled. So this run, even like what you stamp on the cardboard cases, it's like, okay, this was the date, this was the run, this was how many, so it's like very detailed data, and they always hold back a bottle. Well, they let us taste those bottles. So, I mean, we got to have some Springbank 30-year-old. We got to have some private casks. We
Wow.
tasted a lot of really wonderful things. And one of the ones we tasted was a Springbank fresh Pinot Noir cask. Mine was a refill Burgundy. We fell in love with it. And so they were like, it's going to be in the cage tomorrow. Tony was like, well, I'm waiting on my second cage bottle, so he got his on that one. The fresh Pinot was great. I still love this refill Burgundy, but that fresh Pinot cask that we tasted on the bottling line was just ridiculous. And I'll stop talking and start pouring because I love this bottle.
So pour away because Bill Drew, thank you, sweetheart. I love you too. I love you guys so much. Y'all are a big reason that we're even on tonight. I always laughed at them, the Laverne and Shirley spinoff of Happy Days of Scotch for Dummies.
Awesome guys. Yeah.
Oh man, this is great. George Clinton whiskey. Oh goodness. And Tim, sipping some Longrow. Thank you very much. A 16
Nice.
from the cage bottle. Man, recently opened for my birthday. Well, happy birthday to you too, and thank you very much.
I love what people are opening tonight. This is awesome.
I know, and life's short, y'all. Like, open the bottles. I say that when I've got I mean, it's criminal how many unopened bottles I have. Criminal. But this is the reason. I mean, this is you bring out the stuff like this. This is what we do this. When we get to our blended bottles that we each did at Springbank, I had not opened mine since June of last year when I put it in the bottle. I wanted a full year for it to sit there.
How do you have such restraint?
I don't know.
Mine didn't last out long.
I don't know. But that was I also wanted a really big occasion to drink it. And I can't think of a better one. And I have not even had a sip yet.
What?
I poured you a sample and sent it to you, but I have not even had a sip of my own because I wanted to wait till tonight.
Oh, my impatient ass opened mine like a week after I got home. I was like, well, let's see how this tastes. Boop, you know.
Maybe shite. I don't know.
It might be shite.
Oh man, Bobby, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh, we'll find a way to get to Mississippi. I got a cousin in Iuka I need to go see. She for sure. And we always take the tray. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And thanks for being part of this. I really mean it.
This has some good funk on it.
Oh, it does.
A real good funk. I just love a red wine cask. I mean,
but some of them, like I've had some barrique things that I think were way too over influenced by the wood.
Yeah.
And they got do you remember the one that we had at Deanston in the warehouse tour, Graham, this time last year? Because to me, well, I'll tell you what too they do. Like some of them that will do an STR with an old barrique like that. I think it's too much sometimes. For my palate it is anyway. But the nose on this is just
Our you're not getting any lag on my end, right? Because our screen's like blacked out for me for a brief moment.
Every once in a while, not too bad though.
Okay. Yeah. I've been nervous about my internet down here. But yeah, you're getting like obviously the nice funk, but I mean just the color on that is the funk.
But you get this really robust fruit.
Uh-huh.
A funky fruit.
Funky fruit.
So Bree's not a big fan of the Springbank 18. Oh, but she's so cute. You can't take her back. But I mean, we like her for a lot of other reasons than that. But that just means you get more of your Springbank 18, Dustin. That's okay.
Fair, yeah. It's
no. But Bree, I mean, come on. That's such a good bottle. Oh man. So, okay, Ian's got a nugget here. So, peat used by J. Mitchell, I believe, is from St. Fergus Moss.
Oh.
So, used to pass by it daily and you stayed in the village. Interesting.
I like that.
So, I'm guessing like this moss bog kind of place. Because it's a very different peat than Isla, of course, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah. No doubt. Yeah, there ain't a bunch of decaying fish and seaweed in that, you know. That there is in Isla.
Oh my goodness. So Kevin's wanting to know if they'd used Prisma barley since the 16 local barley.
I don't know. When you ask the maltmen, they don't even know, right? I mean,
they're just like, we're shoveling this stuff.
Dump that shit in the loft, and they're like, oh boy, more local barley, you know.
Blankety blankety blank. Every cuss word invited by Scott.
Let's see if I can find information without like looking in my book for too long.
Because Bobby, this party like 1999. Shout out to Prince. All right. Thank you, Bobby. You're so sweet. So sweet, friend. Thank y'all so much for the shout outs.
No, it's gonna pull me away for too long.
I haven't had a sip of this yet. I'm just keeping.
You haven't? Oh no, I've been
quartered some done.
Oh no,
I was just gonna go for an hour. We got 3 more drams after this. All right.
Well, also very importantly, we have to dig into our hand bottled, you know, because that in itself.
We do, and those are coming up.
quite an experience.
Oh, wow. Super dry finish, huh?
Yes, for sure. It's subtle, right? I mean, like the
Mhm.
fresh Pinot had a lot more of the vibrant red fruits, but I still like this one. I think it's really well done, and it is. Oh, it's 58.9, by the way.
Well, there you go.
And then 7 years old.
Okay.
Yep. I just love it. It came from warehouse number 5.
Yeah,
I
a
love when
6, a 9, and a 7.
This might be, is that the hottest bottle in the lineup? Because 58.9, I ain't messing around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Longrow is 51.4, and mine's 55.2, which I pegged like. You know, did they do that when you did? And Graham, I don't know if they did when they say, well, what do you think the ABV is going to be on when you blend your bottle? And they stick the little thingamajig in there.
Do you know the hydrometer? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I jokingly said? I said, I bet you guys anything mine's going to be the hottest bottle in the class. And it was. Mine was the highest ABV. And I totally.
Oh, wow. Well, what do you think it's going to be? I said 55.2.
And you hit like right at 55.2.
55.2.
He goes, like, I love it.
How did you just do that? And I was like, I don't know.
You're like, just,
you know,
sense it's there. Yeah.
It's just doing what I would like to do for my dream job of blend whiskey all day.
Well, and to kind of like anticipate the pouring of our blended bottles, like you've done blending experiences before. I have never done them. So, I mean,
Ooh, I like that.
When I blended my own bottle, it was just, and we can talk more about this when we move on to them, but just the experience of blending, it is challenging to like respect the flavors of the different like casks you're marrying together. It's hard.
Like, right. And to set that up, when you go through that experience, you're given a range of different matured expressions, right? So we had a first fill bourbon, a refilled cherry. Yeah, there you go. You got.
Notice mine has whiskey stains all over it. See how like wrinkled and stained it is.
So you drink. You have a little sip of everything to kind of get a taste and be able to like what's giving you really a lot of. Oh wow! One moment, please. If you will join me.
Let's not blow it up with
the fumes in here might ignite. Well, hi, honey.
Oh my God, hi, Mark.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I'm going to do this because I'm afraid we're going to ignite.
Everybody say happy birthday and blow it out.
Happy birthday. I'm going to make a wish. Ta-da.
Yeah, she just had a 59% scotch. She shouldn't be blowing birthday candles out.
I know. Yeah. Even the dog's busting up in here going, food. Yeah. No, Rue, don't eat my cake. No, Rue. Today is Rue's gotcha day, too. We've had him 5 days. 5 years, rather. Today. Yay.
Amazing. What kind of cake is it?
But yeah, so you have, y'all, can I ask for a better person that just unabashedly, unapologetically supports everything I do, whether he understands me or not. So thank you, sweetheart, very much for the cake and all that he does and tolerates of me.
But Leanne, what kind of cake is it?
It's a carrot cake. And I'm just thinking this last dram is going to go really good with it a little later.
I'm intrigued. Yeah, I'm intrigued.
But so back to blending, you have a little bit of different types of whiskey from Springbank. And so you get an idea of what flavor, what nose you're getting off of each one of them, what flavor you're getting off of them. They give you the ABVs so you can kind of figure out like what it would want to be. And I don't know what your approach was. Mine was, if I could buy a Springbank bottle, what would I want it to be?
Right.
What would I want it to be?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I assume we all take the same approach because the way it's set up, I mean, first of all, it's this very pristine looking laboratory. It's very serious. You walk in, it's
very
like,
clean and
do I belong here? Do I belong here? And so you have just little test tubes, right? So I mean, you take itty bitty tastes from your test tubes to kind of just sort of like feel out like what you're working with. And I mean, I picked my anchors. And again, I know this is me having never blended before. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, right? So I picked my anchors, which for me, I don't know why I fell in love with that Sauternes cask. I really did. So the sweet Sauternes, kind of with the Springbank funk, loved it. So I leaned. I think, in fact, my final blend
Oh,
had
wow.
a good bit of Sauternes. Are we
I
having
can-
mine or yours first?
Yours.
Oh,
I've already picked it
glad
up.
you picked up some. Wait.
Girl, you're. I'm. Jennifer's going to get adorable before Leanne does because Leanne's got different glasses. Jennifer doesn't.
Wait, you need to not sell these like wide bottom glasses.
They're
Jennifer fills
yeah.
them up.
They really breathe on the right.
Oh, that totally, of course, that's like.
Man,
What do you think of mine? What like?
the nose is just amazing. I mean, you really do get the Sauternes on it, which I know this is kind of strange, but I get like butterscotch off of Sauternes.
Oh, for sure. Oh, hey, I didn't screw that up too bad, did I? Wow, it's really butterscotchy.
Right? I mean,
So let me step.
not totally Werther's candy, but a little hint of it
It's getting there.
with fruit.
Also, I feel like, and it goes without saying that since the bottle has been opened and breathed, I mean, it's probably changed character. So Sauternes was definitely my anchor. That first fill sherry, man, that stuff was strong. So
It was potent.
In my final ratio, I'm telling you, I filled up that 700 centiliter test tube or 70 centiliter test tube, and I mean, my first fill sherry was like, doink. Seriously, like I did not put that much in.
Just a splash.
I used all 6.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah. So it's predominantly a lot of Sauternes. And then here's what's funny. So I also challenged myself and my classmate.
Oh. And she got a little frozen there. Okay, you back? Now you back.
That's our test call went perfectly last night.
I know, but now it's prime time. Everybody's streaming stuff.
That's true.
Yeah.
So what was the last thing I said before I froze?
So your classmate
position. Okay, so Brian, I was really like,
I love it, Rob.
So Brian was across the table being like, well, iteration 20 tastes pretty good, but it's probably because it's iteration number 20. And I was like, good point, Brian. But so I got to the rum cask finish and I was like, oh, yuck, this is too sweet. It's rich. It's totally not me. But then I challenged myself. I was like, well, what can I play off with the rum? And the sweetness of the rum was good with like the rich, smoky, meaty sherry. So like I started playing with flavor groupings. That was my approach. And somehow or another, and like, get this, check it out. So of the whole makeup, 240 milliliters were the Sauternes. And then coming in second place at 155 milliliters each was the first fill bourbon and the rum.
Oh.
Next were equal parts port and refill sherry at 77.5. And then that last little scotch was a first fill sherry. So that ended up being my blend. Yeah. I cannot believe I put that much rum into it because I don't usually like, but again, it's how it like plays in with the other flavors. And it finished at 57.2. And everybody in the class got a different color, and I got the orange one. So I got the cute orange label. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. It's just got layer of flavor over flavor over flavor.
I was afraid I'd be like bummed about it when I got home, but it actually tastes pretty good.
Yeah. I
can't wait to try yours. I bet you have a very good, delicate hand when it comes to blending. I bet you'd be a good blender.
So Graham said his was 50 cl bourbon, 10 cl of the first fill sherry, and 10 of the
really.
Ooh,
you didn't integrate the wine casks at all.
Nice and balanced.
Yeah.
Betcha.
Very cool.
Yeah. So, and then I heard from Kim Rhetoric, who we mentioned is on a work trip, and he said his was 50 cl of the first fill sherry and 20 of the refill bourbon. So his was had a good base for the bourbon, but I bet it was pretty decent cherry bomb.
Wow. Yeah.
So you had orange. I had a purple.
Purple. Look at the color on yours. I don't know if we can we compare it at all?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yours has more pigment. Yeah.
My bad nail. I get my nails done tomorrow. I don't look my nails. Mine came out, like I said, 55.2. I was like, this is it. And I did like 3 different batches, not 20. Like it was like,
Brian.
I was like, okay, maybe let me see how I like this. But mine was 25 cl of first fill bourbon.
Okay.
25 cl of refill sherry. So the refill sherry to me had a really good nose on it. And
yeah.
It just had a nice depth to it without being a little over the top.
Yeah.
And then I did 14 cl rather of first fill sherry and 6 of port. So
no rum, no sauterne.
No rum, no sauternes.
Interesting.
When I tasted those, I was like, that's not what I'm going for this time.
Sure, fair.
And everybody knows that I absolutely adore port.
But you could go back. You could go back every week and be like, okay, what am I going for? You know what I mean? Like, what am I aiming for this time? So
and let's face it, for the cost of a barley to bottle, you're basically getting the bottle that you're going to pay that for anywhere else.
I mean,
I
thought about that because obviously I'll probably, since I waited for the school for like 6 years, I'll probably never get to do that again. But I thought, why not go back and do barley to bottle? Because that seems like just such a phenomenal quality for what you get, right? So I would 100% go back to Campbelltown and do barley to bottle.
So Tim, his blend was 35 cl first fill sherry, 21 on the port.
Really?
14 on the rum.
And no bourbon. Wow.
So no bourbons. I could say it was really rich, had that depth of the sherry, but a kick of sweet and tropical, I bet. So tell me what you're smelling and what you taste on mine.
Oh, damn it. I'm not on your. Hold on.
I'm sorry. I just keep running through these.
Are you pouring smaller pours, or am I
I told you
accidentally pouring fatter pours? That's okay.
Well, this one's it's pretty much there. I'm in an old school Scotch on the Bayou glass.
I cannot wait.
Oh man, I'm really digging the nose on this. I was like, oh, I hope it's not total crap. Get back home. I was like, how can it be? It's Springbank. It's very not quite floral, but perfumey.
Oh, yours is good. Yours has some really beautiful top notes to it that are like.
What kind of notes? Top notes?
Like the top notes, like just what's coming off immediately. Yeah.
You're pouring smaller.
Shut up, Mark. Leave me alone. The giggles are definitely coming. Sorry, everybody. The giggles definitely are making their appearance. So yours it's like.
I can really, to me, I'm picking out that refill sherry that had the nose. To me, the refill sherry had more nose than the first fill sherry, which is strange. But the first fill sherry was much more pungent on the stewed fruit.
It was.
And sweet.
I definitely get more, obviously, like more of the sherry influence on yours, which is just gorgeous.
Yeah, I get more bad.
Classic sherry. I get like a little bit of meatiness, I think since you, which is
little
never a bad
mommy kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the sweet's on the front end, and then it gets savory and dry on the finish.
I haven't
little
tasted it.
peppery.
On the nose, it's just more the like gorgeous kind of like more sherry notes and then like some more savory stuff. So the nose is fantastic.
Graham, I'll bring you a sample.
You done good, Leanne. This is delicious.
I would just be a pig in sunshine doing it. Just, oh man, the nose on a little bit of water just kind of brightened it up.
Honestly, I like yours better. Yours is really good.
I think they're very different, but both very complementary to what we did.
Yep. No, yours is a good sherry balance because the problem for me, because I think it's funny that the sherry was such a small part of my formula. Because for me, like, I mean, I think I'm fairly sensitive to the sherry smell and taste. So for me, it kept leaping out. So I kept trying to balance the sherry and I ended up like sort of like squishing it down, right, with other things. So, I mean, but yours, the sherry comes out, but it's in a very balanced way. So I struggled with the sherry because I felt like it kept jumping out every time I made my blend. So I think maybe I ended up just pushing
the sherry that you had to work with in March was different than the sherry that I had last June, which is different than the one Graham had probably in October. So you just never know.
Point, right? It's not like it was, like homogenized flavored whiskey for sure.
Right. We weren't all working with the same material for sure.
Yours has just a pretty like kind of that like kind of smoky, meaty whiff to it as well, which I think you balance the sherry really well there.
Springbank and sherry, match made in heaven. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What I love this. If Springbank copies his blends, say, "Oh, did you see what Leanne and what Jennifer did?" Graham.
Actually, me and my classmates said the opposite. We were like, "They're gonna taste ours and be like, hey, that's shite."
Well,
what were they thinking?
I had one that just poured all of the one thing into a bottle, and I think you had one too that just did that.
So, I mean, God love him. I loved all my classmates. We are still friends. We still chat in our WhatsApp group. I say I love those boys because it was literally me and 5 boys. But Steven next to me, like, smells the first fill sherry. He's like, yeah. And so he like puts like 3/4 of it into his blend. He's like, Jennifer, what do you think of this? I'm like, Steven, it tastes like first fill sherry. And he's like, cool. And he like bottles it and he's like, done. Like,
I'm over there sweating. I'm like, got my little notebook. And I'm like, first of all, I don't want to use the notebook because it's all, fancy. And I'm like, and I'm trying to I'm like, sweat. I'm like, how much time? It's like a time test in school.
My notebook is like packed full of all these different iterations. And like, it was so it's very much a matter of taste and also just personality, like watching what the other people do in the blending room. It was a freaking hoot. It was so fun.
I've gone back to yours and I'm getting more of the rum now.
So you'll like this. A lot of you guys watching will like this because I'm a sucker for like good SMWS names. And that morning for breakfast we'd had pancakes with bacon. And so I just remember being like, poor Tony, it's like, oh my God, Tony, I'm gonna give him an SMWS name. He's like, okay, But like, so I had so much sweetness from the bourbon and the Sauterne, and then the sherry, you get that kind of savory meaty. And I was like, my bottle's name is Maple Bacon Pancakes. Boom. It's like done. Nice. So that was my SMWS name of my bottle is Maple Bacon Pancakes. It's because of like
Maple Bacon Pancakes. Yum. Yeah. Oh, love it. I'm sure there might be some, but
absolutely,
it's all out there. Eye of the beholder and the taster. So, Graham, sorry. You will get there one day, Ron. It's a magical place. It does exist. I promise. Last year, Graham tried that. Evidently, they said no. I can't imagine anybody telling you no, Graham. That's just not right.
No, Donald was like, "It's a blend." We were like, "Sorry, Donald."
A blend. It's a single malt, but it's a blend. no, I just yeah, I have to say I am kind of digging mine.
Yeah, you did all right. Not to say the same thing and be a one-trick pony, but here you go, Mark Broda. It doesn't suck. If you're still on Mark Broda, it
you
doesn't
will
suck.
never be a one-trick pony. You have amazing talents people would not even believe. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're rolling up on adorable, y'all. I know we hit 9:00.
I mean, best election night / Leanne's birthday night.
I know it's my birthday. We have carrot cake after this. And I'm gonna tell you, I only want to go to the real world yet because we have one more dram. One more dram. One more. And Broda is still there, so he heard you.
Yay.
Oh, Mr. Great Shots on leche. Oh, you know, these two like a leche big time. So this one, this is one of those drams where you just want to like hug yourself. You're so happy with. So this is our final dram for the night. And it is Longrow's Red Pinot Noir cask matured peated. And it's not that heavily peated, but it's peated compared to everything else. And it's the 15-year. And it's so freaking good. 51.4.
Also, Leanne, I see on your, I love how descriptive you are on your sample bottles because you know I'm a wine nerd. So if it's a Pinot Noir cask, I want to know where the Pinot's from. And you say it's from New Zealand. Yeah, thank you for that, by the way. Yeah. Because New Zealand Pinot's phenomenal, but also like I want to know the provenance of my Pinot Noir casks.
I know I said no political stuff, but yeah.
That's allowed. That's
allowed.
Good job.
That's funny. And I will pour you a sample of this, and I do have your other little sussy that I can't talk about, but definitely so. Yeah.
Well, you know, when I went to vote, I love this. My polling station had the paper ballots, so I 100% could have written in Leanne for president.
I thought about Dolly Parton. Not gonna lie.
I know, Dolly. Yeah, exactly. I haven't. Yeah.
Oh, Rob, you almost got this bottle. Bobby J, it is amazing. I mean, this is like on the nose. It is such Pinot.
It's gorgeous. I'm obsessed with the color of this, honestly. It's so pretty.
I mean, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we have two different backdrops. You have a beautiful warm backdrop, and I have weird, gross, pasty craft room backdrop. So, yeah.
I have a rainbow glittery happy birthday.
You positioned it perfectly.
I know. It's just like
girl.
Me too, Graham. That's my go-to red. I just like it's not so overtly sweet on a Pinot, you know.
Pinots are great because
and listen, y'all, because she knows her wine.
No, don't take me that seriously. I've had scotch for the last hour. No, but seriously, Pinot's lower tannin, so it doesn't fatigue your palate as quickly as like a Cabernet would. I know a lot of people love their big inky cabs, but Pinot is lower tannin. It's high acid, really, really good with food. I mean, Pinot Noir is just really lovely stuff.
Oh my gosh, it's so
Miss Longrow is also very lovely stuff.
Oh, good. Oh goodness. Yeah, if you could get that, Rob, you might want to do it because it's hella good. Yeah, the 51.4. You've got it too, Tim? Yeah, buddy. Drew's moved on to Buna 12. Yum.
Classic. Love Buna Haben. We should do a whole episode on Buna Haben, honestly.
We should do some Buna because Buna is bueno.
I could talk about Buna for hours.
And French Pinot is heavenly. Alice Cooper. That's in for trouble.
You know, Specs had a fish bottling of Buna, which I was shocked by. Not the most recent, but a couple years old. But still, it was like the 2 year ago fish bottling of Buna. And I was like, because Todd
Yeah.
loves Buna. And so I stopped by Specs real quick this weekend. I was like, they have a fish. I've never seen a fish bottling of Buna.
Is that the one that you bought that you showed me? Or no, you bought something else, or that he had. What was that Buna that he had?
Oh, that was a 12-year cast strength.
Oh, which one in Oswa?
I had that because, I mean, anything you endorse, I endorse because you got a damn good palate. But I tried. So whenever I landed in Glasgow, I landed in Glasgow at like noon. No, like, I'm sorry, 8 a.m. And my bus to Campbelltown didn't leave till noon. So I wanted to go have a dram. So I went to the Pot Still. I'm standing outside the door being like, are you open yet?
Hey, let me in. Come a long way.
I'm sorry to bother. Are you open yet? I just want to
I
like
know
a
you're
little dram.
cleaning the floor, but it doesn't matter.
They were mopping, and I was like, I'll stay out of your way. And so I walk in and I'm like, oh, good God, what do I, I'm also jet lagged, so like, what do? I have time for like one dram before I board my bus to Campbelltown. And I told the bartender, who was lovely, I was like, well, I'm an Isla girl. And he's like, Boonhaven does a 12-year cast strength. And I was like, oh, they do? He was like, really good. I was like,
So hard to get where I am.
gold. And it's like 60+%, but it's delicious. It's like 60 and some change. So
Well, it is 12 on steroids, right? I mean,
it's so good. Yeah. So when my friend Todd was over in Brussels and he sent that picture of the lineup, and I was like, because they had like the Sturter, the 12, the Toshach, like stuff that we can get here.
Yeah.
And so like I saw that 12-year cast strength. I was like, for the love of God, buy that bottle. And so when I was there in Houston last weekend, we cracked it open. I was like, this is just as good as I remember. Yeah.
So Graham's going to be doing Warehouse 9 in December. There will be reports.
Excellent.
Please, Dave Brody, I said hello. Give him a hug if you feel frisky. Oh, goodness. So, speaking of reds and Buna, so Ian's talking about the Beige 21 Buna is in one Bordeaux. Ooh.
Darling, you better get that thing opened. Yeah.
This is really... So what do you think about this?
It's so good. It's so pretty.
I would use the word voluptuous.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just almost three-dimensional.
It is palette coating for sure. Yeah. Well, and what's funny is, what did you say? It's 51%.
Yeah, 51.4.
But it is extremely, like, that's lower alcohol compared to what we've had all night, but it is so rich in palette coating, right?
Yeah.
Because what I loved about seeing the distillery, you've got the shell and tube condensers, but you got that big old worm tub out in the courtyard too, right? So it's like, I think with Longrow, because it's, I just, they really utilize that worm tub. So you just get that heavy viscosity and body to your spirit, and you can taste it. Because Springbank's somewhere in between. You got some shell and tube, some worm tub. But I mean, if I remember correctly, hopefully I do if I'm a good student, I think Longrow really heavily utilizes that worm tub. So you just get that really like heavy, funky kind of base spirit.
Well, and the sweet, the wine complements this amount of peat very, very well.
Yep.
Teresa, hey, thank you. Happy birthday, friend. We need to see each other. I hope you're doing well. Women's basketball starting. We need to go to a game. So, usually what I want for my birthday is for it to be cold here in Louisiana. It was 84 degrees today.
Yeah, I know.
Did not get that for my birthday. The other thing I want is to have LSU beat Alabama this weekend. We'll see how that goes. If it's the team from last week, probably not. If it's a couple other teams, maybe so. So
make your birthday wishes.
We'll see that for sure. Mark says, yeah, a chilly 84. Now, the only thing chilly is in the AC in my house right now.
Mhm.
Uh,
But I will say, before I drain this dram,
mm,
Slanja to you, because you're not only my best friend, but what I'm so impressed about with you, Leanne, is that you just, the community, like when I met you at the Isla Whiskey Academy, you had a blog, so you were definitely like exploring whiskey, but you've built a channel. The way I see you meet people and make friends with people, you are just so warm and loving. You bring people to you. And this is just like, you are building the most beautiful whiskey community. And
oh,
I mean, I shouldn't just say it because it's your birthday. I should say it to you every day, but I just admire and respect you so much. And
thank you, sweetheart.
the fact that you like let my little amateur ass onto your show, it just means the world to me. But like, you seriously, I mean, I love the people that like just logging on when I watch your show in the chat. It's just like what a cool community of people.
I
And
got
yeah,
some good folks.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And I know this may sound ugly down through, but I don't like a whole lot of people, and you know how much I love you. So
Thanks.
no, but seriously, I mean, just that I appreciate that because I'm like, sometimes it's like, what is a woman of my stature and in place in life trying to get accomplished, by being on a show on Tuesday nights and talking to the this camera thing, and part of it is I want everybody to know we're all in this together,
Yep.
we really are all in this together. And everybody has their own path to take. Everybody has their
Yeah.
own whiskey path to take, their own path in life to take. But we all need a little help from everybody else. I mean, the help that I have gotten from Drew and Mark and Scotch for Dummies is immeasurable.
Yeah.
And the encouragement that my Mark gives me on a day-to-day basis that you've given me. And I say this all the time. I cannot even imagine not knowing the people I have in my life, because this liquid brought them to my doorstep,
Yeah.
but it's also a part of you got to make it if you want it, and
Yes.
being able to connect with people. And I mean, the generosity that I have found in the whiskey community is second to none. I mean,
Yeah.
I've griped that Mark and his metal detecting groups have just been awful, and he's finally found a group of people now that he can enjoy with. And
Yeah.
let me tell you, he came back from England. He's found unbelievable things. He's still playing and cleaning up the things that he found in England.
I would
And
love to see what he found, by the way.
it will blow your mind, but he's finally found his tribe.
Yeah.
And to me, if you've ever been told you can't do something, and for a lot of people, and especially women, well, you don't need to drink brown liquor. You and I've had these conversations about people who are taken aback when we order
Are you buying that bottle for your
Victoria.
husband?
But the thing is this is a place where everybody has a seat at the table. Everybody has a seat at the table. We're respectful. Not everybody's going to like everything. Not everybody's going to taste stuff the same way. And that's okay, because we're all individuals. So thank you very much. That was just very sweet of you to say. And I can't thank you enough for letting me bring you on as often as I get to.
Well, I knew I'd found my tribe when, especially when we met at the Isla Academy in 2019. I was like, yep, I've found my people. Found them. Yeah.
Yeah. And
we're
we're
still
all
friends. We're still friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still
We're
friends
all-
with people we met there, and the community's growing, and it's awesome.
Yeah. It is. It is. Did you see that this year's class had their class picture on a bottle of Bruichladdich, a Blanche bottle? It's killing me.
I didn't know.
Makes me want to get in a complaint and get back over there. I'm going to tell you. It's amazing. Well, thanks for all the sweet comments, everybody. That's just amazing. I really do appreciate it. Jerry, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Oh, I really appreciate it. Catch the replay. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the community. No interruptions. Yeah, it's scotches and brown liquor is just a light tan. Great. I love it, Mr. Grayshot.
Nice. Yeah, I like that.
That's great. So yeah, I think I'm actually going to pour either a little bit more of my blend or this Longrow, and I'm going to go get some carrot cake and enjoy
Mhm.
a little quiet time with Mark before we watch the inevitable on TV.
I think I'm gonna pour. What's the strongest one? My refill burgundy. I'm gonna pour
Your
that
refill
before I go watch
bourbon
the.
was, I'm going to take you, that'll take the hair off you had right there.
Oh my goodness.
It was so good. So, y'all, thank you so much. Please be thinking. I want to know, Graham, what that under the table bottle is.
Go to the
Take a
glass.
picture of the screenshot and say, "This one's for you, Leanne." And I will live vicariously through you as you sip it and tell me how fabulous it was. I do miss it, but we'll connect soon because I'm trying to figure out how to make March a reality. So you know that. And thanks for being here from the other side of the world. Thanks, Graham, for being up in the middle of the night. All those that are on replay, and my buddies up in Europe that'll be watching tomorrow. Thank you very much for all of that. And Jennifer, thanks always for doing what you do and being my bud and dealing with me.
Whiskey besties.
Whiskey bestie. I couldn't pick a better one. I really, really
Nor
couldn't.
could I.
So, all right. I'll hang on. I'll chat with you in a bit.
Slangy, y'all, and happy birthday.
Thank you, friend. Thank you. Gosh, thanks everyone. This has been a really good birthday. And at first I was like, nah, we won't do a show, but no, I wanted what I wanted on my birthday and I got it. And that was to share it with you all. So, I thank you very much and appreciate you being here and all the sweet, kind words. In 2 weeks, we'll be back for another the third Tuesday in the month, and we're doing a blind challenge with some of our patrons. I'm setting up the bottles now, and it will be an aquavite style blind challenge, and we'll have Martin, Kim, and Jimmy Jazz will be my guests to put the whiskey on trial, as Roy says. So join me in 2 weeks for that. Thank you again for the lovely birthday wishes and all the support, the shout outs, and the super chats. Y'all are amazing. I love this community. And I'll see you in 2 weeks. Slanju, y'all.